I understand that Vivec would want me here where it's safer and out of sight of tribunal worshippers, but why are you not out there with him? Not that I think he'd want you fighting, but I thought he'd want you close to do, little things for him.
Lord Vivec has... It's a long story, and I barely... Can I tell you something in confidence? Will you promise not to laugh at its absurdity?
After the things I've seen even before making it to 20, I have no right to laugh at anyone's absurdities. I promise to say nothing.
I've been wondering since Lord Vivec strong-armed me into working for him. Why? Why would he bother with all of this? Why would he go to the trouble of training me, ensuring my sobriety? Why he's insisted so much on my spending time with you?
Did he tell you?
Yes, Lord Vivec did tell me. It still seems ridiculous, but looking back, it's the only thing that would make it all make sense. He said as he rushed out of the temple on the day that first Oblivion Gate came, that I was the son of the Emperor.
Oh, by my holy name. So that's why my father suddenly lost all his anger after it. But you're like me. You were born out of wedlock and the Emperor already has legitimate sons. Why would...
No. Not anymore, he doesn't. Lord Vivec tells me that I'm the last. A cult of Mehrunes Dagon murdered not only the Emperor, but his legitimate sons as well. Which would mean...
Which would mean that you're next in line. I heard Vivec say he'd promised not to let the house of the Emperor fall. So, I suppose he must have thought pairing us together would... We've both been tools to him, haven't we?
I suppose we have. I'm sorry. If it wasn't for Vivec's plotting, you would probably never have. We wouldn't have ended up doing what we did.
I don't really remember much of it. I remember you pulling me back as I was about to jump off one of the cantons. Then, I think you said something about being the champion of sanguine for a reason. Then it got blurry again.
I have a vague recollection of making a remark about tasting the forbidden fruit and then thinking my knees were sore for... I clearly spent half the night in prayer, begging forgiveness for thinking such terrible thoughts.
And if you know what's good for you, boy, you'll get out of this room now. Shoo!
Dad, that's not necessary, really.
I'm sorry, did the words, champion of sanguine, not just leave your lips? Why shouldn't I be worried about that little noir? No, that's not what I'm here about. You, Haj-deek, are you all right?
I'm fine, Dad, really. Well, sore, and if I move wrong, I have new appreciation for the word agony. What about you? I didn't see much once Vivec took me off the gate. I had this vague idea that something must be going terribly wrong because surely you'd never trust him to carry me off otherwise.
I didn't think about it at the time, but I suppose I did trust him. Wow, that's a strange thing to think about, isn't it? Seeing the wound he inflicted on you reenacted, and yet still trusting him to... Well, at any rate, nothing was wrong. I dragged Azura out the Oblivion Gate and... Well, she won't be troubling us again for a long while. I can assure you of that.
I can't wait to read the sermon Vivec's going to write about that.
On top of all the other problems with that, there's no way I would let you smoke the skooma required for his sermons to make any sense at all. I'll write my own, and you can read that. The story of the daedric Hellion who thought she could lay hands on my daughter and come out the other side unscathed. If she manifests in that body again, she will be taken as a god of suffering and pain. Blind Azura, the pitiful, the broken daedra, the walking proof of what becomes of those who harm my family.